Just before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that this is in no particular order. This is just 6 Pokemon that piss me off. Number 1, we have Clefable. Now, this Pokemon, before the introduction of Fairy type, was fairly underwhelming. It has mediocre stats, a pretty good move pool, but that doesn't, give it everything. It also has some really annoying abilities. It can either have Unaware, which makes it so that any stat boosts you have don't matter. So this thing can hit you right through those. Or it can also have Magic Guard, which creates an immunity to all non-direct damage type. That's spikes, burn, poison, weather. Nothing can hit it. So it has 2 very dangerous abilities that you need to look out for. On top of that, I said it has a pretty damn good move pool, and it does. It can do a couple things very well. You can either run into the Calm Mind set, which typically runs Calm Mind, as you can see on the screen, Flamethrower, Moonblast, and Soft Boiled. It is a very hard Pokemon to take out if you let it set up. I highly recommend carrying a Poison type for this Pokemon in particular, that or a Steel type. But you do have to watch out for Flamethrower. The other set you can see is a support set with Thunder Wave, Moonblast, Wish, Protect, Sub, Heal Bell, anything along those lines. I think it gets Heal Bell. So this Pokemon can be a pain in the ass if you are not prepared for it. Alright, for number 2 we have Whimsicott. Now this Pokemon is such a pain in the ass, mainly because of its ability and its annoying move pool. Like most grass types, it has access to Leech Seed, which just an annoying move to see thrown at your way with Prankster. It's going to usually force the switch. No one wants to sit there and take residual damage every single turn. Predicting these switches, it can go for substitutes. It can go for substitutes regardless. Basically, unless you have a faster Pokemon with something like Quick Attack that also has priority, or you're carrying an extreme speed user, this Pokemon is going to be able to get substitutes up. This can be used very similarly to Protect because of that priority. Basically, this Pokemon, you need to be aware that it's gonna make you mad. Try not to get too pissed off, and just hit it with some poison attacks. For number 3, we have Pavilion. Now, I'm convinced Game Freak knew exactly what they were doing when they put this Pokemon as number 666, because it is the devil. It is one of the most annoying Pokemon to see ever. Basically, you know exactly what this thing is going to be doing when it comes in, and there is very little you can do about that. If you have a Pokemon with a Lumberry, a Chestoberry, the ability Vital Spirit, those are all great ways to counter this, but if you do not have any of those, it's very tough to play around this Pokemon. Basically, every time you see this, or not every, most times you see this, it is probably going to have a Focus Sash. I don't know why this is Focus Band. Sleep Powder. It's going to Sleep Powder you turn 1 with those Compound Eyes. I believe Sleep Powder has close to a 100% accuracy. If not, it's in the upper 90s, so it very rarely misses if it does at all. It will then Quiver Dance on either your switch or your attempt to stay in for some reason. It will then begin to fire off near perfect accuracy Hurricanes and Bug Buzz attacks. This Pokemon is not to be taken lightly. Its stats may not look impressive, but after a few Quiver Dances, which raise its special attack, speed, which are the main 2, and as an added bonus, increases his special defense, this thing becomes a terror to take down. Alright, for number 4, we have Ninjask. Now this Pokemon, very similarly to Pavilion, is somewhat predictable, but that does not mean you don't have to pay attention. Most commonly, this Pokemon is going to be using Baton Pass to either pass speed boosts and or sword dances to another offensive threat. Going off of its ridiculous base 160 speed, this can get the job done very well with a combination of Protect and Substitute. I'm fairly confident this outspeeds everything in its tier including most Scarfers. There are, I think, a couple that might outspeed it in PU, but after one speed boost, absolutely nothing in PU will outspeed this Pokemon, including Scarfers. It is just way too fast. After one speed boost, its speed hits 960 or 690. 960 would be fucking terrifying. No, but it hits 690. That is just ridiculously fast. It really only needs one to just dominate. But most commonly, like I said, you're going to see it come in very beginning of the match. It needs to stay aware of those Stealth Rocks because it takes a massive 50% due to its Flying Bug type. My personal favorite way to combat this is to try and predict around its Baton Pass and go with it's a bit of an odd choice. It might be, I don't know, it might be the most common thing in the game. A Haze using Dodrio. It's pretty damn fast. It's got base 110 speed. I have actually used choice, either Scarf or Banded Dodrio with Haze to combat Baton Passing Ninjask and PU. You could also use a Rock Blast Pokemon that will be able to take Ninjask out very quickly, force him to rethink how long he wants to stay in to boost up, get him out as soon as possible. Alright, for number 5 we have LeftKey. Now this Pokemon is in the higher tiers. I believe it's OU, Ubers. And with its Steel Fairy type, it has way too many resistances, and it's just a massive pain in the ass to deal with. With Prankster, it can quickly set up its screens, combine that with Light Clay, and you have quite a few turns of outputting very little damage against your opponent's team. During that time, it can then Thunder Wave you, crippling any of your attackers you try to send in, and God forbid you try and boost off of this thing, it usually carries Foul Play or Play Rough to smack you in the face, telling you no. All I can say for dealing with this Pokemon is bring in a powerful, very powerful Fire type or Ground type, and just try and hit this son of a bitch as hard as possible. All I can say is good luck. And last but not least, we have GottaTell coming in at number 6. This Pokemon firmly secures its place on this list thanks to the combination of Shadow Tag, Trick, and Choice Scarf. This Pokemon will most commonly be used as an anti-lead. Come in, use Trick first turn on your predicted either Stealth Rocks, Spikes, T-Spikes, whatever, something. And then it will proceed to Calm Mind because you cannot run from it thanks to Shadow Tag. This Pokemon will then more than likely get up to +6, or you will forfeit. The main reason this Pokemon is so dangerous is it is almost guaranteed a kill because of that. Alright, thank you for watching, and remember, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you would like to see more. Thank you for watching, and peace out.